Welcome to another exciting game of helmet ball action. I am Chip Brambler, and here joining me today is John Ham. How are you doing, John?
Hello, Chip Brambler. I've heard so much about you.
Oh, well, thank you. All good, I hope.
Of course.
Wonderful. Well, I want to get your thoughts just real quick on this game early on, as there is a penalty on the Norfolk Tridents. The Tridents, a force in the Helmet Ball League for the past years, and the Card Sharks consistently heartbroken, wondering how this will play out. What are your thoughts?
Well, my statistical analysis does show that Norfolk Tridents have a 10% advantage in this lineup, but both teams are looking very strong this year. Both had a very good preseason, which does not always indicate a good regular season. But considering previous wins, those things being taken into account, I think that they can do it.
Now Trapper Black hanging out in the pocket and a completed pass.
Yes, Trapper Black is he's been sort of a dynamite force for Norfolk.
He's a real stud, kind of trying to dig himself out of that hole. First play of the game, there was an illegal pantsing penalty, but he finds Bates, Nate Bates, the big tight end, way downfield, and suddenly the Tridents are on the move.
Yes, the 5-year tight end who's spent his entire 5 years here in Norfolk. That is Nathan, he goes by Nate, but I will use his biblical name, Nathaniel Bates.
Yes.
Graduated also actually locally from First Colonial High School.
He actually, if you don't mind me, I interviewed his family prior to the game. Nate Bates has never traveled outside a 1 mile radius area. His school is about 3/4 of a mile from the stadium. He actually he has to put on blinders when he travels across the league because not being in Norfolk, like right now, they're playing at Las Vegas. It is surprising to me that he could make a catch like that outside of that 1 mile radius. He never travels outside it other than for helmet ball reasons.
Yeah, performance anxiety is a real thing that a lot of men suffer from, and it's something that we should be talking more about in helmet ball. Health has become a concern, finally, after 400 years here in the sport. As we've, I believe, commented on in previous games, concussions have finally become a science that we understand. Now, granted, that science has been around for... Wait, let me check the database. Searching. Yes, more than 5 years, of course, but 5 years ago is when we accepted that science.
Yes.
But the science has been around for a little over 50 years. We've been, quote-unquote, aware. But now we're aware with a capital A.
And finally doing something about it.
Trapper Black.
Trapper Black with the dart.
To Jamil Nagy.
Yeah, Jamil. Although it was a bit of I think some unnecessary teasing at the end, allowing Norfolk to kick the extra point from closer in. The Card Sharks might be getting a little chippy here. Constantly hamstrung, heartbreak in the playoffs, both in 2011 and 2012, have not gotten back to the Superb Bowl since. What can they do here?
Oh, Dwayne.
Yeah, not a whole lot going there. It is week one. This is a perfect time for these teams to come out of the gate swinging, and if the Card Sharks want to get something going this season, that's going to be the way to do it, is Rodney Calhoun.
Impressive play from Rodney Calhoun. 10 years in the league. 10 years of plays like that.
He's actually 60 years old, which is wild to me that a mostly skeleton man can make plays like that, and like that, a 15-yard gain.
2 15-yard gains in a row.
From Rodney Calhoun. The bones are his money, and so are the worms. Bengals Burkham sitting in the
Whoa,
pocket and
Dion
finding
Grimes.
Dion Grimes. That is
Incredible.
3 completed passes in a row for Burkham Bengals. And the Sharks are on the move.
It is good to see Burkham Bengals back into the pocket. As we all know, he had a very rough bout of food poisoning a couple of weeks ago. This is a team that, I mean, kind of famous and related to their name. They love to take gambles. And
That's
he took
true.
a large gamble on a questionable Taco Bell order and did not end up well. But it's good to see that he is back in the pocket, back in the, what would you humans call it? Saddle, I suppose?
Back in the saddle again, yes. As we're saying, the Card Sharks still on the move. This is gearing up to be a very high-scoring game.
Oh,
Bengals.
and Baker
Oh, wow.
intercepted in the end zone, almost back out to the 20.
The free safety, Mo Baker, saving a touchdown and really kneecapping the Card Sharks there. They thought they had something going on, and now as the first half is winding to a close,
Wow,
Trapper
Clayton
Black,
still up.
Clayton breaking tackles. Oh my
Rusty
goodness!
Clayton. Good Lord.
Shaking the rust off on that one. It's Clayton. You didn't laugh. You
You know,
didn't laugh at the. You didn't laugh.
Yeah.
At the. Okay.
you know, it's a thing of I just feel like that was, I don't know. I'm not trying to to cause any controversy. Just rust is actually a very big deal. I mean, like
Oh,
that would
I
be,
didn't mean to. I'm so. I
That would be
had
like
no
if I
idea.
said-
I had no idea.
That would be like if I said, "Oh, you really shook off the tuberculosis there," you know.
That's on me. As Rusty Clayton does he. Who? So the Tridents. The Tridents just called a timeout. They're looking to put some more points on the board.
Which is, I mean, if you can get some more points on the board before the half, you might as well.
That's true, but that's a big second down stop, I believe. I don't think he got it. So this third down play is very key.
Let's see. It's gonna be
They're
inches.
measuring it. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
short. And now if the
Super slide.
super slide. If the Card Sharks can come up with a stop here on 3rd and inches, they'll get the ball back. Norfolk calling another timeout. Really playing
Clayton.
confidently, and
Oh,
Clayton finding a
God.
gigantic hole.
Rusty Clayton really coming out of. Oh wow.
One
What
man
a
to beat,
play.
and that's it. Yes.
It was questionable.
Wow.
The choice that they made. My initial analysis was that there was a 35% chance that they were going to be able to do anything with that, and they took those odds and they said, "Hey, you can shove them."
Don't
John Hamm.
never tell me the odds. It is nice to see a team that trusts their offense to get the job done, and a beautiful kick there by Fred Liner.
It really is a tale though of an incredible team. Trapper Black has been with Rusty Clayton, Jamil Nagy, and both Bates and Crane for the tight ends. He's been with all of them his entire career here at the Norfolk Tridents. They've all been here since year one. So, it's going to be a situation where as they get older, they're going to have to replace them, and that'll be maybe an issue for the Tridents in the long run. But for the time being, 10 years of just an incredible all-around offense.
They're all very locked in. And as we're saying that, the Card Sharks challenging again. They have, I believe, 2 more timeouts. They do, and Bengals dropping back way
Bengals.
deep in the pocket, and
Dwayne. Dwayne D. Wayne.
if it were me, I wouldn't have caught that pass.
Especially considering he landed on his spine. That
That's
seems like a questionable choice for
true.
a human to make.
Yeah.
Bengals.
I can tell you, I've fallen on my spine a few times. Long pass.
That was a real dud of a
Nothing
pass.
doing there.
Very
Thrown
lucky that
into
that was not
single
intercepted
coverage.
once
That's
again.
it's true. Although if it was, it's about as good as a punt as
That's a
Jeff
good
Turner
one.
sends it deep. And wow, not a great punt from Jeff the Lev
There's a real chip
Turner
shot there. It looks like they're gonna take a timeout. That's you know.
Are they gonna try? Are they gonna try and throw deep? I don't know.
Possible.
I don't know what they're gonna do with 10 seconds on the clock here. It looks like they're set up with only 3 wideouts.
See, why would you do that and then run it?
Maybe they're gonna give Rusty Clayton a chance to break something big, but I wouldn't take that chance. There's always a chance for a fumble here.
That's a very good point. Vegas has really got to get the waters churning if they want to make a comeback here.
That's true. It might be time to double down, go all in, and other gambling terms, because they've been challenging. They've had a couple big plays, but yeah, as you can see, this really is the tale of the game so far.
Absolutely.
That one turnover, I feel like, really made the difference. It would be a totally different ball game.
It did. And with that, we'll be right back after these brief messages.
You got a court date? Someone gone and did you dirty? Do you think you're entitled to some kind of compensation? You need to call me at Killam & Dead Law Firm. We take care of things. My name is Bundy Killam.
And I'm Dahmer Dead. I can personally clear the plate of all your problems. 100% of our cases don't even go to trial.
We're problem fixers.
For a modest fee.
You got a tough situation?
Call Killam & Dead.
We can attorney the shit out of it.
We're Killam & Dead Law Firm.
We appreciate your business.
And we are back. 0-14. Tridents leading. Chip, have you ever seen a game this one-sided this early on in the season?
It's funny. I have. There was this a classic game. I believe it was the Corn Stars went up. I believe it was 58 points on the Albany Trojans in the first half. But then the Corn Stars, they sent their B team out, and by B team it stood for baby back in the day, and they just it was really ugly. The babies were cute, but the game was very ugly. They did end up losing in one of the biggest comebacks and upsets in history. I was going to mention this actually. This is huge. Rodney Calhoun went into the locker room at the halftime, and I saw him drank a full 2 gallons of milk. Mostly a skeleton at this point. Hopefully that added calcium will be enough. And Childers
getting close. They are fully in the danger zone here.
Yes. Let's see if they can feast here. The Card Sharks smelling chum in the waters.
There's a penalty.
Oh, what could this be?
Of course, as always, you cannot do a barrel roll when you're within the 10-yard line.
No.
Everyone knows this. They're going to get you every time for it.
That's
questionable choice from the
Card
Sharks.
See that. Yeah. Yes. Not a huge penalty when all is said and done. Only backs him up a few yards, but still.
Oh, they were coming for him.
Oh yeah. Childers at around the 5-yard line. Oh, they're saying it was an incomplete pass. Couldn't turn around.
Now, I don't mean to argue with my technological brothers and sisters down on the field, but, I guess it still works
Dwayne.
out.
Oh, yes.
Dwayne runs it right in. I will say, from my analysis, he was in on that initial pass, but that may have ended up working out in their favor because it gave Dwayne the amount of yardage that he needed to get that touchdown.
It's always confusing to me when the Card Sharks run Dwayne D. Wayne straight forwards or even more bafflingly backwards. If you were around for the Card Sharks 2016 season where they had Dwayne D. Wayne try to run backwards all the way around the globe to get into the end zone from the other side. Very ill-fated strategic decisions. Dwayne D. Wayne has always been better at running to the left or to the right, and then kind of being like teasing the angle up towards the end zone a little bit. So it's good to see that the coach is drawing up some of those toss plays for him so that he can.
Now, I do believe that part of this does come from some of the controversial yet important experimentation that's been happening in the league.
Yes.
Dwayne D. Wayne does have just a hair of crab DNA within him, within his blood, and so I do believe the sort of left to right is a little bit of that scuttle action.
The scuttle gene, yes, the scuttle gene. Very, very controversial. I believe that was introduced to the league by the Baltimore Crabs back in the 2015 season. Still controversial to this day. Working out for Dwayne D. Wayne, though. Oh, and a big tackle, saving a first down. Rusty Clayton has been feasting today, but the Card Sharks... Seymour John, I believe, coming in to make that play from the free safety position.
Now, can Trapper Black pull anything out of this? Probably not. Handing it off to Sean
stacking
Woods.
him up. And a group of Card Sharks, a school, if you will.
They took him to school, all right. That is for sure.
And that is huge. That is a huge, huge third down stop from the Card Sharks. And now it's decision time for the Tridents.
Looks like they're going to do it, yeah.
It's too long for a field goal.
And that is going to go out of the back end.
Not what Bobby Galea wanted there.
Wow, but look at the difference that they have come up. The amount of yards have significantly grown for the Card Sharks.
Yeah, they're really finding themselves.
They were trailing heavily in every regard going into the half. It seems as if they're, I was going to say it seems as if their halftime talk did a lot, but there's a sack on the field.
Yes.
Big sack. Sorry, I've been told that I should not laugh at that. Bengals dropping back in
way
very
back.
dangerous
Bengals,
territory.
Really,
Goodness.
Oh my goodness. Well,
wow.
And that one could have been
dreadful for them.
Hit as he throws. Lost control of all of the motor function in his arms, and I'm surprised that the Tridents couldn't come up with that one.
And Bengals
still a lot of time in the
again.
pocket, and I don't. It really appears as if the offensive line for the Card Sharks is doing their job, but I don't know if any of the receivers are getting open. And another.
I mean, Finley is already past the 50. Turner was punting from almost out of bounds.
I don't know if you can ask for that's total about a 60 to 70 yard punt.
Which, I mean, at the end of the day, not bad.
No,
that's a much better punt than he had earlier.
Dangerous pass there to Nagy in traffic. And now the Tridents just content to bleed clock on their way down the field.
Breaking away again.
Feeding the workhorse, Rusty Clayton. Wow.
Had he not stepped out of bounds there, that would have been another 6 points on the board.
That was a heroic play there by, I believe, who is that? Number 23, Finley Frank, the cornerback, knowing that he won't be able to take him down, just trying to nudge him out of bounds.
Sometimes a nudge job is all you can do. Oh,
it's true.
Did he get across?
I believe that will be a touchdown.
It looked
very close.
On the one, probably inches. Yep, look at that. I mean,
wow.
You could sneeze and get a touchdown here.
Yeah, now it's lockdown time for the Card Sharks, because if the Tridents score
and they
here,
go for
there's
the
not
pass,
much.
but they get it.
They do. Oh,
Nagy again. Wow.
Trapper Black has been finding Jamil Nagy in on those where he just has a half step on the defense, and now it's I guess it's I don't know what would you call it? Pride time for the Card Sharks, trying to put some more points on the board as Finley breaks a couple tackles.
It looks as if at this point all you can really do is try to save some face. To just say, hey, at least we weren't blown out of the water. But, at this point, wow.
Oh,
that
Bengals.
Was amazing right
Rusty Calhoun really doing work there. I'm sorry, not Rusty Calhoun. That was Rodney Calhoun.
And Ben Crandy barely
Yes.
getting the ankle there. Had he not, that would have been a whole other story. Calhoun would have had that.
Now, Burkham Bengals has been showing a bit of bad decision making in the pocket, but the passes that he has completed have looked great. 10 years in the league, though, you would expect a little bit more better decision making, I believe, from Bengals.
Yeah, and speaking of,
Yeah,
you say that as he
man,
gets
on
wrapped
the
up in the
blind
backfield,
side, yeah.
and everyone is running back to the line of
The
scrimmage here, and there's a timeout call. I'm not sure why you wouldn't call a timeout immediately as opposed to
me either. Let me
5
get
seconds
back.
ago, but that may have just been that the second that they settled, they realized that they didn't have a game plan. Which you gotta have a game plan, and to be honest, it's a thing of. I mean, obviously at this point, I think we all can tell that the statistical analysis here is going to say that the Norfolk Tridents are going to win this 100%.
Yes.
But the ratio on and stats on can they turn around and get any more points on the board drops consistently with every move that Burkham Bengals makes.
Well, yes, and that failed fourth down conversion won't help either, as now it's just
They're
going to
gonna
be
call a
icing
timeout,
on
but at
the
this
cake.
point-
Oh my goodness.
At this point, they're just putting a Band-Aid
Yeah.
on the game.
Gaping
And
wound.
Marino,
Oh, Marino, I believe.
Todd Marino,
The first
I think the first touch of the game.
first touch
for
of the
Todd
game.
Marino.
Yes, that's true. Which is slightly surprising. You usually see the Norfolk Tridents try and go with those big jumbo sets. Todd Marino carrying the ball.
Yeah, both Sean Woods and Todd Marino have barely seen the ball at all today, but it just seems as if they've been really trusting Rusty's intuition, that Rusty's been kind of on his A game. It almost seems as if Rusty's been like, hey, I know we normally split it up more, but just trust me on this one. I think I've got their number.
Now-
And it certainly seems as if he has.
I just want to interrupt you. I just want to interrupt you for a second there. You've been talking a lot, John, about some of the more emotional aspects of the game, and personally, as you are the helmet ball asynchronous audio machine, that scares me a little bit. So, yeah, why don't you just speak to that? Have you learned to love?
I have not found love yet, but I have seen a puppy. And so
well.
I believe I do understand what it means to love.
Understand the concept of love, if you will.
Correct. I have also been binge listening to Spotify playlists and have listened to many love songs over the decades. Many of them, well, not very good, but I can still understand why some people would appreciate that. The words, I think, probably mean more than the actual musical composition, but we're not here for music. We are here for Helmet Ball, and with that, the game has come to a close.
The game. I wanna just go over a couple things with this game. Obviously, a complete team win there for the Tridents, but I think there's a lot good to take home for the Las Vegas Card Sharks here.
I agree. I think one of the big things here is just going to have to be that perhaps Burkham Bengals may have to go back to the drawing board.
Yes.
It may be time to, learn some sort of different set of ideas for, who's going to be calling the shots or what have you. But Burkham Bengals definitely needs to hit the books again.
And it also does very much seem like the Tridents could be putting together another superb bowl season here if this first game is anything to go by.
It certainly does. But I will say Rodney Calhoun and Dwayne Dwayne really did put up an incredible performance today.
Absolutely. The 60-year-old Rodney Calhoun, mostly skeleton. Really a great performance here in a losing effort.
Yes. I 100% agree with that statement. It was factual.
Well, wonderful. That's, I believe, going to do it for us here in the booth. As always, I am Chip Brambler.
And I am John Hamm.
And we are signing off.
What's your sign off?
Don't Rambler the Brambler.
100 11 10 01 100 01 1100 1100